LAPD cop decides to punch a man that's already defenseless. Here it is.
What did I do?
I got that on record. I got that on record too.
You wrong. Did you just lock him?
That's crazy. So you didn't see him, son?
He just sucked him.
Wow.
He just sucked him.
Craig, relax.
Just listen to these. Now you got
Hey.
you sue the out there.
I'm finna sue.
Listen to him. Here, go to the car.
Call your
Sue the shit
supervisor.
out there.
Now.
Listen to everything they say now.
He don't gotta suck him though. He don't gotta suck him though.
Park for no reason.
Watch this. Watch this.
Why you fucking?
Is responding to the backup identifier.
Relax.
Weird.
Yeah, he just sucked him in the face. Wrong guy.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Let me show you the moment it happened again in a still, and you will clearly see there is no threat to this Los Angeles police officer. Because of this, what I deemed to be criminal behavior, the Los Angeles Police Department, they have now opened an investigation after a viral video on social media showed an LAPD cop sucker punching a handcuffed black male in the face during a traffic stop, sparking outrage among residents and civil leaders who called for the cop to face criminal charges. The violent incident happened July 28th in the historic Watts community, where the unnamed officer in the Southeast Police Division was, quote, removed from field duties. That happened immediately, according to a statement from LAPD on X. The man was pulled over in the 1700 block of East 113th Street, several blocks east of the Nickerson Gardens housing development, according to reports. So the video circulating on X since Sunday starts out by showing the heavyset suspect in red shorts and a white t-shirt being frisked by two uniformed cops in the middle of a residential street. The man's arms were already double cuffed behind his back as the black officer, his back to the camera, rifled through the man's pockets while the white officer roughhoused the larger man, holding him in place by his right arm. Suddenly, the handcuffed man shouted at the officers in protest, "What did I do though?" Suddenly, the white officer reared back and delivered a crushing blow that didn't really faze the man, but prompted him to stop talking. The hard right cross landed squarely to the side of the man's face, bopping him a little sideways, but it didn't knock him out. The smack of the blow echoed through the air after the officer's fist connected, causing a witness to scream in horror. Those filming the episode from across the street began jeering the white officer, accusing him of police brutality, and rightfully so. The handcuffed man limbered up after the punch and never raised his voice as the officers continued to manhandle him more. And then they decided to tighten the cuffs around his wrist, which is probably an additional assault. "You're resisting," one of the officers can be heard saying. They take him away. "No, I'm not." The man responded. Before the video ends, the man calmly vows to sue the officers. The department confirmed the incident, but they have not explained the circumstances that led to the man's arrest. The LAPD did not indicate whether the white officer was suspended with or without pay, or if he has been reassigned to desk duty amid the investigation into his controversial actions. Since the video surfaced online, Los Angeles civil rights leaders and organizations have called on the district attorney to swiftly file criminal charges against the unidentified cop. Aliya, a community activist in LA who serves as the director of Project Islamic Hope, called for accountability. The video speaks for itself. The young man was punched in the face, cold cocked for no reason, standing there handcuffed and not restraining whatsoever. He said to Fox 11, quote, "What we saw in that videotape never should have happened," he added. "We need to have these officers in handcuffs put in jail for assaulting a citizen. He was punched for no reason. He did not understand why he was punched because he was not resisting. Clearly, he's a big man. But to be sucker punched caught him off guard. Ali gave several statements to the media throughout the weekend in support of the man who the officer assaulted. Quote, "It's shocking that this officer would assault a handcuffed man who's already restrained. It's not resisting. It's as if they had not learned anything since the Rodney King beating, which is also videotaped." Ali said, according to the Los Angeles Times, he doesn't deserve to be on the force. He deserves to be in handcuffs, sitting in a jail cell. Let's be very clear. It's not just the assault. The cop did the assault in front of another cop and in front of the community, and he was well aware the community was recording him. That's how extreme this is. They are willing to do crime while being recorded because they know typically if they can spin it right, if they can simply say objectively or subjectively, that I was in fear for my life, or I thought I saw him flinch, all of a sudden the rules all work in their favor. Watch what will happen. As soon as we know who the cop is, and we will very soon, we're going to be able to look at his background. Here's the guarantee. He's done it before. He has a problematic past. Supervisors let it go. There's a record of it, multiple complaints. It's like this every single time. You see, problem cops typically do not become problem cops in the video that makes it to us. They were already problem cops before. All right, Yasmin, thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, how is a man in handcuffs a threat? How? How exactly? That cop sucker punched the guy that he was trying to arrest. That cop is a sucker. He was only bold enough to take that guy on once he was already detained, handcuffed up against the car, when he knew that that guy couldn't fight back. And this cop knew that he was being recorded. He still didn't care. He knew that there were people watching the incident. He did not care. He knew that this was probably going to be all over social media, being dissected. It would be going to be talked about on shows just like this one. And he did not care. He wasn't thinking about any of that. He just saw the opportunity to punch someone in the face, knowing that he couldn't get punched back. And so he took it. And that's a problem that people have with cops these days, or one of the problems I should say that people have with cops is they've become so emboldened, not just by the fact that they carry deadly weapons on them, but also by the fact that they're immune to most of the justice system. And by the fact that police departments so often protect their bad cops. So this guy was put on death duty, but what's going to come from this? What is the long-term effects of this? And even if something does happen, like let's say that this cop is taken off the force and he can never become a cop ever again. Let's say that that happens, which it likely will not, but let's say it does. That's just one cop out of an entire system, right? These issues are systematic because, as you said, there are so many people who become cops who should not become cops in the first place, right? They already have a history of violent or discriminatory behavior, of bad behavior, and they still somehow make it onto these police forces. And resisting arrest, which again, this guy was not doing, it doesn't feel like enough of a reason for cops to act crazy anymore, especially when people are being arrested without even knowing what they're being arrested for what they've done. How is this serving and protecting? They're not doing that.
That's right. And the only violent act witnessed in that scene was the act of the cop. Yes. All right, we will bring updates as they come.